Chosen ones. Listen closely, for your reality has quietly shifted into fast forward. The next 14 days are not a mere stretch of time. They are a high-stakes window designed to facilitate what has been paralyzed for months. Do not mistake this movement for simple progress. It is something far more surgical. You may have noticed a sudden, non-dramatic withdrawal of interest in certain areas of your life. Things that once demanded your focus now feel entirely unworthy of your energy. Understand this. Your spirit has stopped investing in the parasitic. This is not loss. This is clearing the runway. You are not falling behind, you are elevating through the power of subtraction. Elevation is dictated as much by what stops as by what starts. One of the most profound indicators of your current alignment is the sudden loss of access that the wrong frequencies now have to your field. The silent firewall. People who once drained you are no longer reaching out. Conversations that led to dead ends are simply not happening. The refinement process. This is not rejection from the world, it is a refinement of your environment. Your energy is now filtering reality on your behalf, even when your conscious mind is at rest. The detour. Liquidation. The universe is aggressively clearing out detours that would have watered down your impact or delayed your arrival at your true coordinates. There is a lethal difference between loss and protection. Every interaction you did not have this week was a lesson you were spared from wasting on the wrong conduit. Every delay was a tactical maneuver to prevent you from being in the wrong sector at the wrong time. When this level of sovereign protection activates, the weight of your daily life becomes noticeably lighter. The wrong frequencies no longer make it to your doorstep. Your resonance catches them and dissolves them before they can manifest in your physical space. The awakening is complete. You are being redirected to where you actually belong by a force that no longer negotiates with your desire for comfort. The next 2 weeks will prove that your "not anymore" was the most powerful signal you ever sent to the cosmic grid. The runway is clear. The filter is active. Your high-velocity phase is now online. Chosen ones. Listen closely, for we have reached the layer where the filtering of your life ceases to be a process and becomes a divine restoration. While the world is obsessed with potential, waiting for things to improve, hoping for people to change, and pouring their sacred energy into hollow promises, you are being initiated into a different law. You have reached the threshold where you stop chasing what something could become and start choosing what already feels right. The death of potential. For lifetimes, the Matrix has tricked you into investing your divine essence into situations because of their imagined future. But something inside you has shifted. You are beginning to realize that potential is often just a debt you've been paying on behalf of others. You are discovering that peace is not boring, it is clarity. Peace is the only environment where your true blessings can breathe. Your destiny does not unlock when you exhaust yourself chasing potential. It unlocks when you choose what supports your sovereign well-being. Once you value peace as your highest currency, the universe stops offering you struggle. The arrival of internal justice. Over the past months, you have carried the weight of the unfinished story. Those moments where you gave everything and received nothing. Chapters where you were honest and they were not. You felt that life handed you the short end of the stick. But hear me now. You are entering a phase of spiritual justice. This is not the dramatic revenge the ego fantasizes about. It is something far more lethal to the Matrix. True justice is restoration. It is the moment your energy no longer reacts to the things that once drained you. Justice is when your happiness becomes the ultimate resolution. It is the internal decision to stop participating in pain that does not belong to your future. When you rise to this level, the universe responds with terrifying precision. Opportunities align, the right people appear, momentum builds in the very places that were once frozen. Justice is when your life becomes everything they tried to convince you it never could be. This is not about seeing them fall. It is about you rising so high, the past no longer has the frequency to follow. The restoration is active, like this transmission right now, to signal to the cosmos that you have stopped chasing and started choosing. Subscribe the holy days and turn on the bell. As we navigate this internal justice, this frequency is the only map to your restored timeline. In the comments below, type "restored" to lock your energy into this phase of peace. Declare that you are done with potential and ready for alignment. If this transmission has returned the peace that was stolen from you, you can support me with a cup of coffee, because every seed you release becomes a river that reaches souls you may never meet. The donation link is waiting for you in the description and shown as a QR code in this video. Your support is a powerful energetic signature, sealing your exit from the cycle of sacrifice. The weight you carried was never yours to hold. Set it down. Your rise is the only justice that matters. Your sovereignty is complete. The new earth awaits. When the landscape of your life begins to shift in your favor, it rarely announces its arrival with the blare of trumpets or the roar of a crowd. Instead, it moves like the tide, subtle and inevitable, slipping something unexpected into your path when you least expect it. It manifests as a coincidence that feels far too perfect to be random, an opportunity that materializes at the precise moment you are ready to receive it, or a conversation that suddenly realigns your entire perspective on what is possible. Sometimes, it is simply a stroke of luck that shatters a stagnant pattern you have been trapped in for far too long. These next 2 weeks are infused with that specific kind of sacred interruption. Something profoundly uplifting is breaking into your daily rhythm, not as a distraction, but as a visceral reminder that forward movement is happening even in the moments when you aren't consciously chasing it. This could arrive as unexpected good news that catches you off guard, a moment of profound kindness that lands at the exact second your spirit needed it, or a door opening that feels as though it were handcrafted specifically for your unique journey. These interruptions are not accidents. They appear when your inner world finally begins to align with a more elevated external reality. When your internal energy becomes clearer and more resonant, the universe finds ways to match it with precision. These moments feel perfectly timed because they are. They are cosmic course corrections designed to restore your belief in progress, in possibility, and in the radical idea that you are allowed to receive beautiful things without the need for constant struggle or exhaustion. If you look back through the chapters of your life, you will notice a recurring pattern. Every major evolution was preceded by a small, quiet spark. One encounter, one choice, or one unexpected moment that redirected your entire trajectory. This is another one of those transformative phases. Something positive is already making its way toward you, not as a reward for enduring the hardships of the past, but as a signal that the future is finally opening the right doors for who you are becoming. Blessings often arrive in whispers. They slip in gently to see if you are finally ready to believe in your own worthiness again. Once this interruption arrives, it sets off a powerful chain reaction, building momentum in ways you cannot yet see or even imagine. A new kind of energy is settling into your bones now, a real confidence that doesn't need to shout to be heard. This isn't the loud, brittle external confidence that pushes you to prove your worth to others, nor is it the temporary rush of ego that evaporates the moment life tests your resolve. This is a confidence that matures from the inside out. It is a quiet steadiness that takes root when you finally stop the war within yourself. It shows up when you begin to realize that you have survived everything you once believed would break you. And yet, here you are, thinking clearer, choosing smarter, and understanding the depths of your own soul more than ever before. You have reached a point where the hunger for external validation has begun to fade because you are learning to trust your own voice again. Decisions that once felt heavy and agonizing now feel natural and fluid. You no longer need a constant stream of signs or reassurance to prove you are on the right path. Something deep within has shifted from the fog of doubt to the clarity of direction. This shift didn't happen overnight. It was built through the quiet, invisible work of rebuilding your relationship with yourself. You move differently now because you no longer require applause to confirm your growth. You speak differently because you know your words carry weight even if the world remains silent. You make choices without the need to over-explain them, finally understanding the profound difference between what is soul-aligned and what is merely forced. This is the era where your inner steadiness becomes far more powerful than your fear of the unknown. True confidence is not the certainty that you will win. It is the absolute knowledge that you will be okay even if you don't. This subtle yet powerful shift is reshaping the way you navigate the world. As this inner steadiness anchors itself, a vital truth becomes clear. This rise has nothing to do with ego. While society often mistakes confidence for arrogance or overassurance, what you are experiencing is the complete opposite. Your confidence is returning as something grounded, calm, and entirely free from the pressure to perform. This is alignment, not ego. You are trusting yourself again because you recognize that you no longer need to doubt your every move. You see the signs in the small things. You aren't overthinking every choice. You aren't replaying old conversations in a loop of regret. And you aren't second-guessing your intuition every 5 minutes. Instead, you are acting with an inner authority that is neither forceful nor defensive, but simply assured. Clarity doesn't require noise. For a long time, you have carried a quiet, heavy narrative about who you are. A story shaped by your lowest, most confused, or most unsupported moments. The mind often fails to choose the truth when building an identity. It chooses the pattern. If life repeatedly made you feel overlooked, you began to believe you were easy to ignore. If doors closed too many times, you began to expect the next one to be locked as well. If your environment was unstable, you told yourself that stability was something you simply weren't meant to have. But these are not truths. They are survival mechanisms that you accidentally turned into core beliefs. As you enter this realignment, reality is starting to pull away from that old, tired story. The timing that used to fail is suddenly lining up. People who once would have ignored you are showing up with sincerity. Situations that normally would have collapsed are staying steady. This contradiction is powerful because it does what simple motivation never can. It rewrites your identity through actual experience rather than just imagination. Moments are unfolding that prove you aren't unlucky. Conversations are happening that prove you are deeply valued. Opportunities are appearing that were never available to the older, more guarded version of you. It isn't wishful thinking, it is evidence that the identity you formed in your past no longer matches your current evolution. You are beginning to see that your limits were born in periods where you had fewer resources, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. But the version of you living this new chapter is navigating with more wisdom and clarity. The you who created those limits is not the you who is standing here today. You have outgrown the person who wrote the old script. Your limitations were never prophecies. They were just echoes from a version of yourself that no longer exists. You aren't being teased with hope. You are being prepared for a new default where better outcomes are the rule rather than the exception. The old story is losing its power because it cannot keep up with the person you are becoming. This isn't a random streak of good luck. It is the opening of a chapter you have been unknowingly preparing for through every boundary you set, every standard you raised, and every time you chose peace over the need to prove a point. Those choices didn't create instant results, but they built a foundation strong enough to support your life's next great structure. You are now experiencing the intersection of inner alignment and outer momentum. Synchronicities are increasing because you are no longer fighting against your own soul. The right people are appearing because your energy no longer has space for the wrong ones. The timing feels precise because you have stopped forcing things that weren't meant for you. This isn't a temporary high, it's traction. This new ground beneath your feet is a foundational shift. You've been recalibrating your inner compass, and now the external world is responding in kind. The universe isn't just reflecting your energy, it is actively collaborating with you. This phase is about mastering the art of sustained alignment, learning to ride this new wave with intention and grace. It is an invitation for deeper, more conscious participation. Like a ship that has finally found its true current, you move with greater ease, but you must still steer with presence. The maintenance of this traction lies in your daily, subtle choices of self-honesty, recognizing when an old thought pattern tries to return and gently redirecting it back to the truth. As you settle into this flow, your intuition will become amplified, maturing into an undeniable inner knowing. You are developing a sophisticated internal guidance system, tuned to your highest good. You are learning to discern the calm, expansive voice of intuition from the loud, restrictive chatter of fear. This intuition will manifest in practical, grounded ways, giving you the certainty to make decisions that defy logic but feel entirely right. This shift will inevitably refine your social landscape. Your new energy acts as a natural filter, deepening connections that resonate with your evolution, while allowing those that no longer serve you to fall away. Some may struggle with your transformation, misinterpreting your clarity as distance. but this is merely a reflection of their own discomfort with change. Setting boundaries is no longer about building walls, but about preserving your energetic garden. You are attracting soul-aligned partnerships and redefining what true support looks like, being seen and valued for who you authentically are. You are becoming a conscious architect of your life, moving from a place of striving to a place of allowing. The how of your future is revealing itself with grace as you align your energy with your deepest desires. But remember, this growth is not a linear climb, it is a spiral. There will be seasons of vibrant blooming and seasons of quiet wintering. Learning to trust the pauses is an act of profound wisdom. These slower times are where the deepest internal shifts occur, solidifying your new identity and replenishing your reserves. This journey of alignment is a beautiful, ongoing unfolding. There is no final destination where growth ceases. The richness is in the continuous discovery of new layers within yourself. Embrace the beauty of not knowing exactly what comes next, trusting that your recalibrated compass will guide you. You don't need a map for the entire journey, you only need to take the next aligned step. Live with an open heart, ready for the surprises and blessings that await. Your potential is limitless, and your path is an extraordinary adventure, a continuous dance between your spirit and the cosmos. You are the journey, constantly evolving and perpetually becoming. Meet whatever comes next with openness, for the universe always guides those who are finally ready to stop doubting their own direction. Hope is not something you are waiting for. It is something that is already rising, like the sun within you.